everybody else enough time to come on. Okay, where are we at? Okay, so I'm gonna give everybody enough time to come on. Everybody get ready to talk about a topic tonight. Have this 1 more minute. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. I don't know if there's too much light. Let me see. As you come in the room, let me know where you are viewing from. Let me see how this is going. As you begin to get on, let me know where you're viewing from. We're about to go ahead and get started. Hey, Miss Jacqueline, how's you doing? How you doing tonight? It's good to see you on tonight. Good to see you on tonight. I have a topic that I know everybody needs to hear. This is a topic that I have been wanting to talk about very, very specifically. Give everybody a couple more minutes to come on. Trying to see what time works because I thought about getting on. Possibly at 7 p.m., but I wasn't too certain about 7 p.m. So I said 8 o'clock because that gives everybody enough time to kind of wind down. I know people have a lot of things going on, especially on the weekend, on Sundays. I know it's really a good time because everybody is pretty much winding down on the weekend. But tonight I want to talk about making time for yourself, making time for you. You know, when we actually look at things from a perspective of taking time for ourselves, you know, if you look at life in general has a specific time that we offer. If you look at the jobs that you are on, they give you a certain off day. Even if you look at things from a biblical perspective, you will see that God created a day of rest, which we consider Sunday. And so today's day and age, in today's culture, everybody is in such a panic. You know, right now with everything going on, you know, the pandemic came, and besides the pandemic, just a lot of people were dealing with things already in their personal lives. You know, the stress of trying to maintain a family, the stress of trying to maintain bills. You may be trying to start a business. You may be trying to do something that you've never done before. And what a lot of people don't really realize is that they need to have some time to themselves. You know, I found myself in a place before in the past where, make sure I found myself in a place, and make sure as you're coming in, make sure you let me know where you're viewing from. I'm trying to make sure I work this live. But in my past, I found myself in a place where I was always on the go. I was always doing just different things. And I never really had the opportunity to sit down and have some me time. You know, in that moment where you're having you some you time, that's no matter if you're a woman, you may want to go and get your nails done. You may want to go and get your hair done. You may just want to go out, just eat at a restaurant all by yourself, just sit there, order you some good food and sit there and just eat and just begin to just think about life. Sometimes we really need those times where we just sit down and we're not surrounded by any friends, any family. We have time to begin to reflect and look at our lives. You know, if you actually sit down and have that time to reflect, you can actually see your life a lot better. I know last live I talked about how to know if you're ready to start dating, and I didn't really hit on the head of the nail like I wanted to. So I may come around to talking about that again in another live, but it's kind of like the same thing. When you have those moments where you're alone and you can pretty much just meditate and just think about where you are in life, that'll help you to begin to see that relationship that might be toxic. That time alone may also help you to see that that job you may have been on for 5, 6, 7, 8 years is not the job that God wants you to continue to stay on. You see what I'm saying? So when you have those moments where you're just by yourself, away from social media, away from the phone, away from just anything that can be a potential distraction, you can find yourself with so much more peace, because a lot of things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, we really don't have to stress with them. I found so much peace within the last couple of months because I've had an opportunity to sit down and reflect. Everybody needs a time of reflection, because see what reflection allows you to do, It allows you to see those things that will be hidden if you're always thinking about the job, if you're always thinking about paying the bills. I got to come home. I got to make sure the kids are ready for school. I got to make sure they have this and make sure they have that. And I'm not saying that you don't want those things to be important, because those things are important, but you don't want to make them so much of a priority where you don't have some time for yourself to begin to breathe and to begin to relax. And if people around you don't understand that you need some time to yourself, they don't need to be in your circle in the first place. Because any good friend, any good spouse, any good boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it may be, they can look at you and tell that you need some time to yourself, that you need some time to begin to look at things from a different perspective. Because I know it's been plenty of times where I send my wife and I say, look, go and get your feet done, whatever like that. I just give her money. I want her to do something. And we all need those times just as well. In the males, if you're a male and you may be watching this video, you need that time as well. And I really think that men need some time alone away from other males, specifically because a lot of men nowadays are surrounded by a lot of toxic men that aren't really helping them get to where they need to be. You see what I'm saying? That could be either side. That can be with the males or the females. You see what I'm saying? So everybody needs that time where they're just able to breathe and relax. It's good for your mental. See, God is not just concerned with the four walls of the church. He's not just concerned about you coming to church on Sunday, but he's also concerned about your health. He's concerned about your mental health, and he's concerned about you as a person. But how can you be the best version of you if you can't see what's hindering you in life? If you can't see those things that have been there for so long? And I could even take it a step further and talk about how things have happened in a lot of your past. Things can happen in our past, and we never have that moment to really come to truth with it because we're always on the go. We know some things that have happened to us when we were probably children, some things that have happened to us in relationships. But what do? We push it to the back burner. We make everything else more important. We make everything else more important. And we have to understand we can't do that. And I like to use myself a lot of times as an example because I believe transparency, as me being a life coach, has been the key to me helping a lot of people. It has been the key to me helping a lot of people. And when I went through my season of really working on myself and allowing myself to reflect, like we're talking about, allow myself to reflect and see my flaws, see my errors, see where I am in life, that's when I began to really see, man, you really have a lot of things you need to work on. I didn't become the husband that I am now overnight. I didn't become the life coach that I am overnight. I didn't become the father I am overnight. I had to really have a moment to myself to say, you got to get some things. Everything around you is going to crumble because you're trying to be the strong one to uphold it. I just put up a quote today on Instagram. I don't know if any of you probably follow me on Instagram. But I put up a quote today that says, pray for those that are always trying to be